you coming too? Right. Hello? Can you hear me? Shh. It's alright. Alright. You might be a little groggy. I don't know what happened to you out there, but you're safe now. Here. Can you move at all? Your injuries didn't seem that severe, but... Water, forgive me. Let me... Here. Can you sit up at all? I've got you. That's it. There you are. Now, I feel as though I should ask, given the state that I found you in. Should I be expecting anyone coming to look for you? Alright. I suppose it was a delicate way of me asking if you were a convict on the run, I suppose. Alright. Sorry. Me being sat here staring must be... I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. I can leave. I simply want to make sure that you're alright. Do you remember how you got here? Oh, you don't remember me taking you inside, then? No, I suppose not. What is the last thing that you remember? Right. Well, I found you unconscious at the edge of the woods. Almost at the edge. I was out gathering, looking for mushrooms, and there you were. And forgive my assumptions, but it looked as if perhaps you hadn't had a good meal and a hot shower in a while. Well, I assumed perhaps you'd been trying to make your way here. Is that not so? Oh, then you don't know where you are. Poor thing, this must be quite, I'm sorry if I scared you. I mean you no harm, that might not be a reassuring thing to say, but... Well, you have no reason to believe me, seeing as you don't know who I am. But perhaps you can put a little faith in me. Well, you're in my sanctuary. No, not a church, exactly. Not entirely different one, but no. Don't let that worry you. I assure you, you're in no harm here. I call it a sanctuary rather than another word for a reason. That's what it is. And really, it's much more like a library than a church or any religious building you might have come across before. I don't particularly like to think of it as a religious building, anyway. A spiritual one, definitely, but... Well, I'd show you, but I'm not sure that you're strong enough to stand. Would you like something to eat? I thought that might perk you up. No, you weren't too badly injured. I was worried that you'd been attacked, but perhaps you had some stumbles in the woods. I won't pry and force you to tell me where you were coming from or what led you to this, but if you did want to talk about it, I'm told I'm quite a good listener. Oh, you must think me terribly rude. My name is Ellis. Apologies for not introducing myself. I was under the impression that you were intentionally coming here. Well, plenty come to borrow books. As I said, we're much more almost like a library. Study and research, all just for sanctuary. I like to think of this as a safe space. Plenty of people come here who will feel unwelcome in their homes, or whether that mean family, household, or village. Sadly, there are some closed-minded communities out there. So, I'm talking a bit more softly as there are those who are sleeping. Not here, This might be my quarters. Understand, I didn't know why you were here, or who you are, and... Well, if you had wanted to stay, I can have a room set up. I didn't want to assume, perhaps when you woke up you just want to leave. It's quite late in the evening. But my offer of food still is on the table. You can follow me to the kitchens if you'd like. If you can stand, or I can get something. Or if you'd rather not be left alone. No, I'm not expecting you to have anything to give. I'm not seeking payment. What harsh place must you have come from to be so baffled by mere kindness? I assure you I have no other motives than to see you be all right. And I have a feeling that perhaps, even though you were not looking for this place, that you needed it all the same. If you can, would you walk with me? We may not have the most selection of food, but I can make some soup. We have plenty of bread. Something to warm the soul. Here, can you sit up? There you go. I do have some other clothes for you to wear as well, if you would like what you're wearing to be washed. I merely took off your overcoat. I didn't want to, well, touch you too much without your permission. It's over there. Nothing has been removed from the pockets or anything like that, so if you'd like, we can go get some food first. I can leave the room for 5 minutes. And that is me trusting that you will not steal anything. Alright, I'll be right outside the door. Did everything fit all right? I couldn't be sure of the measurements, or I figured it was better to pick things that would more likely be too large than too small. We can always find something more fitting later, if you decide to stay, but please feel no pressure. I merely would suggest at least staying the night, since it is so late in the day. I don't want you getting any more hurt, do we? So, well, if you'd follow me. It's quite something, isn't it? It did used to be a church, to be fair. The building. Back before I was turned. I assume you can tell what I am. I didn't even think perhaps you're... Well, plenty of the towns round here have a mix of species, but I don't exactly know where you're from. I hope then I did not startle you. Well, yes, but so, before I was turned, when I was human, this was a church, and I was a priest here. It was a long time ago. Now I find solace in expanding my knowledge. There are so many gods from different cultures, some of them completely forgotten. I do my best to unearth them. I think it's quite sad to be forgotten. So, a lot of the library is writings, collections of myths, folk stories and tales from many different cultures, countries. Anyone of any belief is welcome here, or if you do have no beliefs at all. I myself. Well, these days, I think. Forgive me, you did not ask. But all the gods, I think, are real. Because we believe in them. I think that's what makes them real. Besides, so many creatures exist here. Perhaps what people have seen and thought of as gods were demons or mages, sorcerers. Who knows? Still. Not all the texts here, though, are religious or spiritual. If you find yourself, while you're here, wanting to read anything, you do not need to ask permission. If you were to take it outside of the sanctuary, I merely ask that you record it. Well, we have a desk up front, but that's not what you're here for right now. You need not be embarrassed by any noises your stomach makes. Forgive me, I am rambling. It's been a while since we had a new face around here. And such a sweet one at that. Sorry. The kitchens are this way. You're welcome to help yourself to anything you like if you see anything. But some of us are already had soup for dinner. There's some left, I can simply reheat it. But if it has been a while and that won't be enough, do not worry about seeming greedy, please. I'd much rather you be full and healthy. So, if you'd like to keep me company while I get this ready, I would. You seem lost, is all. I don't mean literally, though. Perhaps that too. I won't force you to talk, but I'd be curious at least to know, should I be sending word to anyone? Well, that you're alive, that you're alright. I don't know if you have anyone back home who might be worried sick. Alright. I won't. It's alright. Look, if I'm wrong, then you can tell me to stop talking. But I have a good intuition about these things. May I presume that? Perhaps the very thing that you were running away from is home. I won't press on the reason why. But I will say that families can be cruel. Parents can be undeserving of having children. You do not deserve to be hurt. Well, no, I don't know what you've done, but do you think that you've done anything evil or cruel? Well then. I think perhaps you are like a lot who have come here. Whatever form of hurt you've been receiving, and there are many forms. You are not used to being accepted, are you? And so, why don't you tell me who you are? Well, you know my name. May I inquire as to yours, little one? And may I ask, because I would never want to presume what your pronouns are. If it makes you feel better, I can go first. Mine are he, him. I very much identify as a man. At least I think I do. And you? Well then, my boy. I don't know where you come from. But I know that this night I have had the pleasure of meeting a very kind, handsome young man. Who is deserving of any and every kindness. And so that is what I shall give him. Oh, did I say something wrong? I don't think there's such thing as being too kind. Oh, you poor thing. May I give you something? No, of course, you're free to say no. Whether you think all of this is make-believe. Still. This is citrine. It's thought to, well, it's for protection. Well, it's thought to help absorb negative energy, turn it into positives. And some believe it can help protect you from negative forces, or perhaps in your case people that you can't avoid. You don't have to take it, but if you would, I'd get you a pouch. In here is a piece of amethyst, clear quartz, citrine. You can carry it in your pocket if you'd like. You might not believe it will help anything, but even if, well, whether you believe it's real or not, I think at least there is some sort of placebo effect to it. If you believe it will help. Or simply think of it as a gift. I have plenty in pendant form as well. Please, it would be helpful for you to take them off my hands. I might have too many crystals. If there is such a thing. Let me pour this into a bowl. Did you find anything in the cupboard that you'd like? Right, well, given your reluctance, although your eyes and your stomach say otherwise, here's your soup. Let me get your spoon. I'm going to give you some other things regardless. Would you prefer water or coffee? Well, we have tea as well. I more meant to ask, would you like water or something hot to drink? Right. And, I'm just going to put some things on a plate. I'm not expecting you to eat it all. I don't know what your tastes are, what flavours you like, textures, you know. Bread. A few kinds. Some berries. And a muffin. If you would like a dessert. It's not too much. I have a room set up for you. I won't ban you from leaving. Simply, I don't like the idea of you being in the dark, on your own out there, especially since you seem to not know where you are. And you don't have to do anything while you're here. I'm not expecting repayment either in coin or in labour. There are some others staying here, but you don't have to converse with them if you don't want to. You don't even have to converse with me if you don't want to. But I find myself quite fond of your company. I would see you well. I would see you cheerful, I think is what it is. If that's not strange to say. You just strike me as perhaps someone the world does not tread kindly. I'd very much like to change that. I have a soft spot for you. Well, You seem to not think that you're good enough to deserve all of this. And you seem very well behaved to me. You could have ransacked the place, stolen whatever food, money you could get your hands on and run out the door. You could still do that in the night, I suppose. I could wake up in the morning to find you entirely vanished. But I'm putting faith in you. I hope that in turn you will put some in me. But if in the morning you choose to leave, you are welcome, but I sense something in you. And if you would like to stay, and if you do, there's no obligation to study anything while you're here. If you're curious, you're welcome to, but it's not a requirement. Simply, I worry that you don't have a safe place to return to. And when I see someone, a lost little thing, seems so eager to be good, you seem to preen when I compliment you. I have this urge almost to protect you. Forgive me, You just met me. I must be coming off awfully strange. Quite forward. No? Well, perhaps I should leave you to eat on your own, or if you'd like, we can put all of this on a tray and I can show you to a room. Yes, that's probably better than sitting in here. And, I'll leave you to it. You know where my quarters are if you need anything. Feel free to knock on the door. And I'm sorry if I've been too forwards. But I do truly hope that you rest well. You can bring the dishes down to the kitchen in the morning. I do very hope that you will choose to stay. At least, perhaps until we can find out where you could go, where you could be safe. But, no, it's just been my pleasure. Alright. Are you going to be okay if I leave you on your own? You don't know. Poor thing. Look, I don't want your food to go cold, but if you turn me down, I will not take any offense, but if you would like physical comfort to be held, tears. You shan't be hurt here. I shan't let anyone hurt you ever again. Well, at least not while I'm around to see it. I can't promise much, but I can promise you that. Such a sweet boy. And so trampled on by the world. There's so much potential in you that you don't realize. No. There's tissues around here somewhere. Yeah. And it's not cute, that pretty face covered up with tears. Sorry. Perhaps I got carried away. Still, it's not every day someone looking like you walks in here, so... Oh, well, well, thank you, I suppose, no, I can't say, well, no, I'm not exactly sure what to say, I'm glad to see that some sustenance in your belly has given you a bit of life back. Not quite used to compliments myself, I suppose. Well, no, I'm not kidding. I'm not sure if the others are. Well, perhaps, but I try not to pay them any mind. Well, when you said it, this is quite unprofessional of me. No, I don't have any, I run the sanctuary by myself. I'm the only permanent resident here. Everyone else comes and goes. I don't have any sort of apprentice or partner or anything. Would I like one? Which? The partner or the apprentice? I wouldn't be against it. Either, I mean. No one's ever wanted to stay here permanently. People sort of use it to study or heal up and then they move on. So I try not to get too attached. If you liked it well enough here to want a sort of apprenticeship, I wouldn't be against it, but you just got here and your soup's going cold, so... Have a good night, and in time we can talk about if you wanted to stay here long term. But I think that's quite early doors. You might wake up in the morning with your energy restored and want to be on your way. And I won't keep you here. But as I said, I think there's a lot of good potential in you. If you did want to stay. Perhaps even make friends with some of the others here. But there is no pressure and no price to be repaid for the food or shelter. I simply ask that you tidy up after yourself, keep the room in good order. If you do not intend to keep it, I will then, have someone else staying here eventually if you leave. I'd like to be able to reuse the room. If you do make yourself any food to clean up after yourself and so on, treat it as if it were your home, and we shan't have any problems. I'm going to retire for the night, and I do hope that I'll see you in the morning. Thank you all so much for watching, my lovelies. A reminder that custom audio and art commissions are currently open. I have 2 separate Ko-fis, you can find them both listed below. I also have a Patreon. If everyone who subscribed to me gave me just £1 a month, that would help me out a lot, allow me to move out and keep making audios. Rewards of being a patron of mine include access to my Discord, your name in the credits, of YouTube videos, and 2 exclusive spicy audios a month, with at least one of them picked from your requests. I also stream on Twitch 1 to 3 times a week and have an Etsy shop where I sell original and fan art. Thank you to my patrons, my fledglings, Phoenix, 3-in-1 Shampoo, Cello Moon, Lauren Lovett, The Lucio Archives, Sassy NK, Cynical Alterer, Ebony Voigt, Rasley D, Fruit Island, Liam, Ciel, Nesquik, Fluffy Dino, Nerd Herder, Alley-Oop, Arthur, Jordan Draws, Food Crimes and Fire, Ollie Mac, Rice Puffs, Atis, Ruby, Wraith, Carrion, Euronaughty, Asterash, Delmo, Percy, Hell, The Solaces, The Best Cheesecake, Tiffany Boyer, Tired MK, Void, Aspen, Spider, River Heights Puff, Perry Small, Arbitrary Descriptivism, Fashion Beauty, Lydia Perez, Joanna Cole, Roses in Blue, Era, Ray Katz, Kiara, Indrid, Emily, Sammy, A, Tisness, Kit, Arcane, N, Nicole, Natasha Mulroy, MX Pinksuit 230, Zorn MB, 675309, Goth Muppet, Aria Nikki Marie, Peachy, Blue, Pumpkin Pie 23, Nicole Thompson, Delilah, Valkyrie Ace, Despair, Caitlin Mitchell, Artachumi, Akina Hina, Dawn Robin, Alora, Persephone Black, Rebecca R, Crafty Bonkers, Lady D, Books Love for Music, Love the XE, Cecilia, Delaney, Lily, Fern, Persephone Paris, Oracle of BS, Alexis, A Mole in Disguise, Seo, Psychic Frog, Sammy, Trans Panda, Shay Dowie, Zeno, Q the Cats, Ziana, Alpaca Avalanche, Philip Dameron, Steph, Claire Dreadfield, Ash, Astoracii, Chris Vigman, Mark, Icy, Sam Hellbore, Fowlin Rune, Cat Slane, Emmy B, Late Nighty Vibes, Demonic's Anxiety, Deanna, Jam, Trunks Briefs, Multichromatics, Jessie, WR Artifox, Ethereal Viking, Wibbles, Jas, Lindsay, Fizzy, Emily, Vic, Nee, Ab the Sin, Iris Evans, Starfire, Mia the Plant Hippie, Alyssa, Josie Moser, Paige Fillion, Pluto, Rin Nexter, Faith, Journey Burrows, Beetle, Marcus Akbari, Link, Bo, Nex, Katie, Flitz Kim, Tiff, L, Jason Damien, Sydney, and Goober Ghost. And a thank you to my familiars, Solidaria, Honeybee Proud, Kai, Caitlin Granger, and Liam Burwell.